Okay, so I need to get these bent, but I need to back this up a little bit here. Okay, so now those are set to be able to handle the width of this metal here. And now we will bend them. We'll try to bend them both at the same time. We should be able to. Tighten this down so they don't slide away on us. It's pretty close. A little too much. Right there. I think I did these a little too much. Let's go see how they're going to fit. So I need to tap these holes right here. So I try to keep everything all the same size. That way you don't have to have all different kinds of taps and screws. So this is another 832 here. Tap these in here. These are really easy because this isn't very thick. So I bent these, they're probably a little bit too narrow, maybe like between an 1/8 and a 1/16 too narrow. But they'll work. I ain't gonna worry about that. They fit and they'll do what they need to do. So this is what it looks like. You have your bearing down in here on the inside, and I'll cut this shaft flush here. You don't need to stick through. And like I said, I'll put a little shield over the top here. I'll probably also cut these at an angle so that we don't got sharp edges. Same thing up here. I'll end up cutting those off, chamfering them a little bit. That way you don't get caught on those, because those always hurt you. And also just remove some metal that's not needed. I've been thinking about cutting some holes in here to just lighten this whole thing up too, so reduce some of the weight on these side pieces for the gantry. But there they go. I should have put this on, but I'll have to pull that back off. But here's the belt that's going to drive it. They're little. That's the size it needs right there. Make everything short and small, but in a way I wish I would have done a little longer, but then that also just adds more material and more weight, so probably best I went with the smaller belts. That's the way it looks. They just get bolted on. These right here. So you bolt these in place. You can leave them loose. You have a little bit of wiggle room. When you slide everything together, you kind of get that pulley lined up, and then tighten it down. Yeah, they just fit right in here. See, there's a little bit of wiggle, probably like maybe a 16th, but it's close enough. And then it gets sucked down when you tighten that up, so it's all right. It'll work. It'll do exactly what I need it to do. I just need to hold this bearing, get a little more distance between the two bearings, or on both sides of the pulley, to help hold the pressures that are going to be put on them. So that'll work good right there. work on getting the gantry installed together. So, guess we need to go work on that. So what we have to do, we got to notch these corners out. So we're going to put this right here and just scribe those corners in so we can have that same radius, or close to it. I don't have to be perfect because we'll fill it in with weld. I'm going to go ahead and also take this lip off here, so that way when we weld it, we don't got extra metal there that's not needed for anything. But I like to have this edge here. That'll give it a little more rigidity. And so now we'll go ahead and mark where we want the holes, grind off those corners, cut that lip off, and we'll be ready to weld this in on the gantry here. And drill some holes in here and bolt it in place. So let's go grind these off. Okay, so we're ready to weld these in place. We got them drilled and tapped. I'm going to put these little tabs on here. And that's going to help me hold it in place while I weld it. So now I can hold it right where I need it. Good there. And then we'll put some tacks in. Go to the back, weld the back up. I'll put a little cutting lube on here. That way it goes nice and smooth all the way down. So I'm making myself some tensioners. I'm making them like what they call a Bryant adjuster. So your tube is going to slide inside of each other here. I'm going to have a nut welded inside of that, and then I'll have a plate back here. So this screw, this bolt here, as you tighten it up, will suck the tube in, and then I'll attach the belt onto this side and then loosen it up, it'll come out. So that's what I'm going to be using to tension the belts up. I don't know, I might have too much slide on here, I'm not sure. I've made some Bryant adjusters before, but never this small, so this is tiny compared to what I'm used to. So I'll get those made and look about getting them installed, installing some pegs on the other side to install the belts, and I can get the belts connected. If I get the belts connected, I could actually turn this thing on and move the gantry forward and back. So I might try to get that done today to see a little more progress, because I feel like I'm not getting anywhere right now. So if I can get that done, get some progress, I'll feel a little happier. And if you take them, so that's how they'll work. And now I got to drill a hole here where I'm going to put a pin, and the belt will go around that pin, and then there'll be a bolt on the bottom holding everything together. Should work pretty good that way. So there's my adjusters. I actually need to make one more. I'm not sure if I'll do the same thing. We'll see. For the x-axis, we'll see what we'll do there once we get closer to that. There's those two adjusters. I think I want to make a couple tabs so I bolt them on in place instead of welding these in place. Let's go ahead and assemble one of these here. It's going to be put together like this. There we go. We'll bolt it up to the frame. And then what we're going to do is you're going to make a loop in your belt, and you're going to shove it down in here. Once you get it in all the way, you'll get your little dowel pin here, and you'll put your pin in. Now, once you squeeze this together, so we're going to put a bolt here and a little plate inside, and you'll push that down, and it'll hold the belt together there, and should stay in place once everything's bolted down. I might need to put a little washer on one side, and then on the other side drill a little hole so you can put a pin, just to make sure that pin doesn't vibrate out, because it may, and we wouldn't like that.